Yes, welcome back to Football Heritage TV. Good morning, good afternoon and good evening. Whoever you are, wherever you are, you're welcome. Today we have transfer news. Yeah, I know, transfer news in October. Fabrizio Romano, the self-pronounced transfer king, has said that Orlando City, in the Eastern Conference, 7th place in the table, they want to buy... Wait for it. Richarlison. I know, I couldn't believe it either. Somebody out there is stupid enough to want to buy Richarlison. First of all, Tottenham was stupid enough to buy him. And haven't we paid the price since? Because I'm not going to hold back. One of the worst signings I've seen in Spurs history. A truly dreadful footballer. But all may not be lost. Because we're hearing that Orlando City would like to buy Richarlison from Tottenham Hotspur to join them in the summer of 2026, the World Cup summer. Now, Fabrizio Romano, love him, hate him, believe him, think he's a fraud, whatever you think. Surely he can't just make this up, can he? Or is he? Now, I am choosing on this one to believe him, more because I can't stand the fact that Tottenham signed Richarlison in the first place. And I'm embarrassed that Richarlison is one of the first choice strikers at Tottenham Hotspur. This, for me, is embarrassing. So I am hoping that this is true. Now, is this true? Because what Romano said was that no conversations have happened in terms of finances. So the fee that it would cost Orlando City to buy him, the wages that they would have to pay for the Brazilian international. Still can't believe he's a Brazilian international, if I'm going to be completely honest. But no conversation has taken place to do with finances. Now, Romano has gone on to say that they've presented a project for the football club. Now, we hear this a lot, don't we? Especially when American teams are trying to buy players, because the teams in the USA, they are full of local players, and then they try and buy 2 or 3 really top-class footballers from across Europe. Have a look at Hugo Lloris and Sonny moving out to LAFC, by way of an example. Now, I'd be really peed off if I was Orlando City and my star player was Richarlison. But hey, if you are watching this and you're an Orlando City fan, please come and buy him. He is brilliant. He's breathtaking. He'll score you 30 goals a season. Please believe me. But Orlando City, according to Romano, do not have the budget for a big transfer fee. With this in mind, how can the deal happen? Now, you've probably got the answer by now that I don't really rate him. I'd take 5 million for the bloke. I honestly think he's one of the worst strikers I've ever seen at Tottenham Hotspur from a footballing perspective. Yes, he works hard. Seems like a nice guy. For me, I've never known a bloke so poor with his first touch, his control, his passing. And I've never known a bloke spend so much time on the floor. 6 foot plus, and he's always on the ground, isn't he? Always looks like someone's taken a shot at him from the stands, like there's a sniper just waiting to bring Richarlison down. So for me, I'd take 5, 10 million. I really would. I would pay 5 to 10 million for Orlando City to take this guy. But I'm asking you, people who probably don't dislike him as a player, not as a person, as a player, as much as I do. How much is it going to cost Orlando City or anybody else, any other suitors, to get Richarlison out of Tottenham Hotspur? Would you want to see him gone? Now, when you look at Spurs, we look at our lacklustre forward line. And at the moment, it's okay because we're spreading the goals around. But if we are going to challenge as a club, if we are going to play with the big boys, mix it with the big boys, you've got to have a centre forward worth his weight in gold. And unfortunately, for the 55 million we paid for Richarlison, this guy is not worth his weight in gold. Now, this news has kind of come from nowhere, right? We heard in the summer that there was interest from a couple of Brazilian teams, but nothing came to fruition. We were told that Richarlison had turned down the chance to move to Saudi, which really upset me. But one of the things Romano keeps saying is he's an important player for Spurs. Let me say that again. An important player for Spurs. That truly, truly worries me if this is the case. Important for what? The only importance I can see is that Richarlison is fit. At the moment, he's fit. Mawani and Solanke aren't. And don't get me started on Matisse Tell. He should not be at Spurs either. But importance to what level? Is he of importance that when a bid comes in, if it comes in from Orlando or from anybody else, that the Tottenham hierarchy are truly going to turn around and say, no, we will not let this guy go? Or are we going to do what Vinay Venkatesham said? Now, if you're wondering right now what I'm talking about, think back to the summer when Vinay Venkatesham said, we won't be scared to let players go at the right time. And we've made those mistakes in the past. Well, I'm here to tell you there's never a bad time to sell a player like Richarlison. If Tottenham had anything about us right now, we would be offering him out. We would be speaking to his agent and saying, find a new club for next year. Now, many of you are going to think I'm very harsh, but I've seen some brilliant strikers, as have you. I've seen mediocre strikers as well. This guy doesn't even fall into the mediocre bucket for me. This is a guy that for some reason has got this cult following of fans that really seem to think he's good. Oh, but injuries. This is his year. You're going to see a different Richarlison. Richarlison, he's going to be back to his best. What best? When has he ever been at his best? His best ever Premier League total is 13 goals. So for me, I am praying and hoping that this story doesn't turn out to be a nothing burger, as my mate Sean Butler says. I'm hoping that this is a burger full of goodness, a burger full of legs, a burger that is going to give us a transfer fee and just get him off the books. So apologies if this seemed harsh, but I need to see Spurs getting back to the days where we had selection of strikers like Keane, Berbatov, Defoe, Sheringham, Klinsmann, even the Canutes, the Kanes, the Sons, even Mido. I'll take Mido all day long. I jest, of course, but that's what I want to see from Tottenham. Let me know your thoughts. Are there any truth to this story? Can we believe this? Is Richarlison ever going to leave this football club? And, if we don't sell him, why bloody not? Let me know your thoughts. Apologies, I know it's the international break, which makes everything very difficult. But let me know your thoughts on Richarlison. Would you sell him? How much do you rate him out of 10? And as always, come on, you Spurs.